Okay, today I like to discuss the this is the okay. So before we go for the second noble truth, let us revise on the first noble truth. So the dukkha we should yada buddha see as it really is, and then samudaya cause of suffering should see as it is yada buddha cessation of suffering nirodha dukkha nirodha. And then the path leading to cessation of suffering, dukkha nirodha gamini patipata. All right. So, which is a noble eightfold path, which we'll describe next week. Now, here the actually beside this one is also say very important yada buddha. Yada buddha means that you should see things as it is. Means that we are talking about five aggregates of mind matter. When it arise, you should not cling to the idea of self and soul. Just see how five aggregates arise, how they pass away. Like this one, today we are talking about this one, cause of suffering, which is craving. We also should see as it is. And then cessation of suffering means that the craving has faded. We should also see as it is. Okay, now today we talk about the cause of suffering, and this is the list of items in the Pali. All right, so let's look at the Pali, because I like to teach according to original Pali, so it gave us a very strong confidence in the Buddha's teaching. So when we see like this, so we should really say that we are really understand or try to follow the teachings of Buddha. It's we call it not change, not modify, not add on, not delete. It is just like this. Okay. Okay, katamancha bikawe dukkha samudayam arya sacham. Okay, what bikawe, all monks. So because the audience is monk, dukkha is dukkha, samudaya is the origin, arya is noble, sacha is truth, yanyan tanna, craving, pono bhavika. Pona bhavika means rebirth. Pona is again, bhava is rebirth, so rebirth. Nandi raga, so connected with the pleasure and lust. Tatra, tatra. You all learn the Pali here and there. Tatra is there and there. Here means here and there. Here and there means everywhere. So abhinandini means delight. Sayatidam, that is this one. Kama tanha, bhava tanha, vibhava tanha. So this one is this tree. It needs some time to explain this one, right? Because we have different types of craving. So just now in Chinese, we already see this one. So this is called essential craving. So bhavatana is the craving for, let's see how it translates here. Assistant and non-assistant, right? Actually, this is according to Pali. Now, this one is a craving for sight, sound, smell, good taste, or whatever. Now, this is a craving, we call it with eternalism belief, right? And the other one, craving for non-existent. It's not that you crave, we want to die or whatever. This is a kind of craving with, we call it annihilation belief, right? So this is a belief that the self or soul lasts forever. And this is the belief that the soul will, cease at that, all right? Now, what's the difference here? Here, this is a common one. It's actually most people will have this one. Even when you pass away, you believe the same I, the same soul will travel to the next life. You are reborn with the idea of even if I pass away to the next life, it's still the same. This I will continue my journey, transmigrate to the next life. So it's kind of like believe this identity, this I, or will last forever. So this is called with the idea of eternalism belief. All right. So this is called bhavatana. Now, vibhavatana is craving with the annihilation belief. It's belief that when you pass away, this I, this self, or this soul is no more. totally cease when you pass away. So this one will believe, I would say this one will apply to most people because everybody want to live forever. Even you die, you still believe this I will continue. All right. And this one, the second one, Vibhava Tanha, apply to those who are, we call it free thinker. They believe that, okay, I will die and there's no more of I. And this kind of belief also quite dangerous because they feel like since there are no more future life, they don't believe this I will reborn at a future life. They say, maybe I just, I don't need to do good. Why? Because I will not enjoy the goodness. Okay. Even I do bad things, I will not be punished to at the hell because there's no hell because I'm not going to be reborn at hell. All right. So it's believed that when you pass away at the that moment, this soul or I cease forever. So this is called craving for non-existent or craving with annihilation belief. Right. So I think most people is either you have this one, Bhavatana, or Vibhavatana. I think most people will like this because they believe that even they pass away, they unite with the God. Or they pass away, they go for the Western paradise. Okay. Now, second one, where is the craving exists where in the world there's anything agreeable? Piya. Piya means something you like. Then Satarupa means something that you delight on, something that is agreeable to you and something that you delight on. So the craving will exist there. So it by this sentence is actually kind of like very general. It means that anything, any object, as long as the mind like it, as long as the craving like it or the mind like it, the mind will establish itself. So it can be any object here. But here is not stating any object, it's just a general one. Okay, where is the object? So let us see this one. The object here is already say here. Okay, now we read. Okay, Sister Chai, you can read now. You can read these two. Yes.
Punca loke piyarupam sattarupam. Chaku. Read the Pali, Saji.
I read English lah.
Okay. And what in the world is agreeable and pleasant? The eye in the world is agreeable and pleasant. And there this craving arises and establishes itself. The ear in the world, the nose in the world, the tongue in the world, the body in the world, the mind in the world is agreeable and pleasant. And there this craving arises and establishes itself. Visible objects in the world, sounds in the world, odors in the world, flavors in the world, tangibles in the world, Dhamma objects in the world are agreeable and pleasant. And there this craving arises and establishes itself.
Okay. So the first one is talking about our six sense basis. Okay. What's the meaning of the mind crave to the eye? So it's like here talking about six senses. People take their eye, for example, they say, oh, I have good eye, or I have good ear, I have good tongue. So the moment you think that your eye is very good, your eyesight is very good, so you have craving to it. Okay, so it's on your six sense basis. Like your body, you feel that, oh, okay, I have good skin. My body is so nice. So the craving established on the body. Okay, now the second one is our object of the sixth sense, visual, sound, odor, flavor, tangible, Dharma object. Okay, so the moment you see like beautiful flower, it's a visible object, and you hear a very musical sound, it's a sound. And you go for a cake shop, you smell very nice cake, then you eat the cake, there's a flavor. Then when the aircon, you turn on the aircon during very hot summer, it's tangible. And then finally, Dhamma here. Dhamma objects means it's the object of the mind. It can be everything. The moment your mind think about something, we call it, there are two types of process. One process is when you see something, you hear something, you smell something, then the object sent to the mind. Okay, so this is we call it depending, the object dependent on six sense basis. Another type of object is that the mind just think about the past object, nothing to do with sense of six sense basis. Like you might recall any experience you gain 1 year ago, 10 years ago. So Dharma object can be very broad, very a big category. As long as it's perceived as agreeable and pleasant, then the craving will exist there, right? After that, you have so we are talking about this six sense basis and six sense object, right? Now we go for uh consciousness, right, and contact. Okay, Emily, you can read now.
Eye consciousness in the world, ear consciousness in the world, nose consciousness in the world, tongue consciousness in the world, body consciousness in the world, mind consciousness in the world is agreeable and pleasant. And there this craving arises and establishes itself. Eye contact in the world, ear contact in the world, nose contact in the world, tongue contact in the world, body contact in the world. Mind contact in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving arises and establishes itself.
Okay, thank you. Right? Okay. So what is eye consciousness? So it's like you see something, and then when you the moment you see something, so the mind that knows the sight, then the mind that know the sound, the mind knows the smell, the mind that know the taste. So as long as the mind take on a good object, so it's called agreeable and pleasant. So then the craving will naturally exist there, right? It's like, for example, when the mind see a beautiful flower, okay? When mind see a beautiful flower, so the mind will enjoy the flower. Then the craving. Then the mind hear the musical sound. So the mind enjoy the musical sound. So the craving will exist there. Then the mind, when you smell something, so it's a very fragrant. So the mind enjoy the fragrance. So this is called the nose consciousness and so on. So when you lie down on the bed, then your mind feel very comfortable because the mind enjoy the contact of the body with the bed. So there's a body consciousness because it's a nice one, so the craving will arise there. So also contact, all right? So contact here means sense basis and sense object, they come together. So there's a contact, right? So eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Actually, the mind arrive very fast, When there's contact, after contact, so at the same time with the contact, then the consciousness also arise at the same time. Because in Abhidhamma, the consciousness and the other mental factors must arise together. So you got contact, you got then feeling. When you have the feeling, when you have the contact, see, the feeling born of eye contact, feeling born of ear contact, feeling born on nose contact. So after contact, there's a feeling. Feeling born of tongue contact, feeling born of body contact, feeling born of mind contact. It's agreeable and pleasant. So as long as the feeling is good feeling, so the mind naturally enjoy it, so the craving will arise. Okay, you can see all these are very detailed. Then uh okay, next person. Okay. Uh, okay, Sim, want to read? Okay. All right. Let's see. I think she's not able to read. Okay, Sister Chan, you read again. This one.
Okay. The perception of visible objects in the world, the perception of sounds in the world, the perception of odors in the world, the perception of flavors in the world, the perception of tangibles in the world, the perception of Dharma objects in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving arises and establishes itself. Volition in regard to visible objects in the world, volition in regard to sounds in the world, volition in regards to odors in the world, volition in regard to flavors in the world, volition in regard to tangibles in the world, volition in regard to Dharma objects in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving arises and establishes itself.
Okay. So you have perception here, and you have this perception sanya, and volition is chetana. So I hope you all will study Abhidhamma because Abhidhamma is more clear here. So perception is, we call it kind of like making mark, making mark or making a label. What is the meaning of making a label? Right? Is how we operate the mind. For example, the first time you see an animal, okay, from very young, okay, you start to remember, oh, this is a dog, this is a cat, this is a rabbit. That's a perception. And for example, how come the perception can be good or bad? They say perception of sound and so on. It depends on your perception. For example, if you are dog lover, the moment you see the dog, there's a perception of visible object. Okay, you see a dog and you are a dog lover, so you have craving established there. So if you are a cat lover, the moment you see a cat, because the perception is your mind grasps it as a cat, so then craving arise. But it's the other opposite way. Okay, so we call it the perception making mark. Let's say if you are a dog lover, same also. But one day, maybe a dog bite you. Okay, so then the mind change. The moment because it's very painful being bitten by the dogs. So the next time you see a dog, you feel afraid. So the perception changed already. Okay, so as long as the perception is good one, the craving will establish there. But if the perception is a bad one, the craving will not be there. That's why in the five aggregates, if you remember, feeling and perception is taken as one or two of the five aggregates because they plays important role in how we perceive the world. So feeling is good. If you have good feeling, you have craving. You have bad feeling, you have hatred. Same also, if you have good perception, you're making a mark there, so craving arise. So that's why we call it five aggregates. So these two play important part in the five aggregates. Okay, just now we were talking about chetana. Chetana is we translate as volition or motivation. It's kind of like the mind determined on the object. So this is the one that will create the karma. All right. Okay, so after that, there are some more there. So you can see then there will be craving. Craving for visible object, craving for sound, this is very obvious. Craving for odors, craving for flavors, craving for tangible object, craving for Dhamma object, right? That's agreeable. Of course, most of craving is agreeable and pleasant. And there, this craving arises and establishes itself. So it's very easy. Lupa, tanha, sada, ganda, rasa, potaba, dhamma, right? After that, you have applied thought. Okay, applied thought of visible object and so on. After vitaka, applied thought, then you got vichara, sustained thought. Okay, now what's the difference between applied thought and sustained thought? Applied thought is the first time the mind bending to the object. Okay, for example, you see a flower, so the mind inclined to the object, so we call it applied thought. So you see the flower, you might incline it. So it's like focus on it. Then after that, you see the flower, then the mind keep on place on it. So it calls sustain. So this is called vitaka vichara. So when you learn Abhidhamma, you uh understand better. But actually in your real life, you also understand. For example, when you're not breathing or you're not the abdomen rising, falling, you notice that you need to apply the mind on the breathing. Then after that, the mind might go away. Then after that, you need to apply the mind on the breathing again. So this is called vitaka. But if you can apply it and after that you can sustain it, so then you will get piti jhana or you will get piti sukha ekagata. So vitaka and vichara, these two are the jhana factors. So when they become strong, the piti sukha and so on will arise. Okay, so this is called the noble truth of suffering. So we look back. Okay, so we have totally, according to this text, there are so 10, all right? Bases, objects, consciousness, contact, feeling, perception, volition, cravings, applied thoughts, and then the sustained thought. All right. So totally are 10. 10 you times 6. So you totally have 60 objects. All right. So it actually it looks lots of objects. But that's the nature of Vipassana, Actually, Vipassana is not just focus on breathing. Because when you focus on breathing, your mind is only see one object. And if you manage to get jhana, so you just enjoy the jhana. But actually, you need to see all this. Why? In order to see how the craving exists there and how the craving will cease. Okay. So after that, you notice that we go for the next one, the cessation of suffering. Okay. And the Pali is actually same. Okay. Katamancha bhikkhave dukkha nirodha arya satyam. Your tasaye wa tanaya of the craving. Asesa means complete. Viraga, cessation. Nirodha means cease also. Chago, forsaking. Patinisago, also same, abandoning. Muti, liberation. Analiyo, detachment. So the cessation of suffering is talking about the cessation of craving. All right. So cessation of suffering means cessation of craving. So if no craving, no suffering. If there's a craving, there's a suffering. All right. So which is a nibbana. And then what's the object of this craving? It's actually same text as above, same objects. The text is a little bit changed, but we know that. Okay, Emily, you can read now. This one.
And bhikkhus, what is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering? It is the complete fading away and extinction of this craving, its forsaking and abandonment, liberation from it, detachment from it. But bhikkhus, how does this craving come to be abandoned? How does its cessation come about? Wherever in the world there is anything agreeable and pleasant, there this craving come to be abandoned, there its cessation come about. But what in the world is agreeable and pleasant? The I in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving comes to be abandoned. There its cessation comes about. The ear in the world, the nose in the world, the tongue in the world, the body in the world, the mind in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving comes to be abandoned. There its cessation comes about.
Okay, thank you. So cessation of craving is on the object like just now. It's the same objects.
Yeah.
Exactly the same object. All right. So then the first one. So when the mind cling or attach to the sense basis, so the craving exists there, and the craving had to cease at there also, at the sense object. And then others will be same. Okay, Sister Chai?
Visible objects in the world, sounds in the world, odors in the world, flavors in the world, tangibles in the world, Dharma objects in the world are agreeable and pleasant. And then this craving comes to be abandoned. There is cessation comes about. Eye consciousness in the world, ear consciousness in the world, nose consciousness in the world, tongue consciousness in the world, body consciousness in the world, mind consciousness in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving comes to be abandoned. There its cessation comes about. Eye contact in the world, ear contact in the world, nose contact in the world, tongue contact in the world, body contact in the world, mind contact in the world is agreeable and pleasant, and there this craving comes to be abandoned, there its cessation comes about.
Okay, so six sense-based object, then followed by consciousness, contact. All right, actually the object is same. Okay, it's only the text changed a little bit. The craving had to be ceased there. So after that, feeling and perception. All right. So the rest are quite same: volition, craving, applied thought, and sustained thought. And this is called the noble truth of cessation suffering. So in brief, it's the same object, right? So the craving will exist there, and the cessation of craving also have to be based on the same object. So totally we have 10 objects. So times 6, totally we have 60 objects. So actually is one thing about good about Vipassana practice. It's not boring. Okay. I find actually I'm not so sure about you all. To me, I find samatha is very boring. Just only one object. So boring for me. So when I practice samatha, then after that I practice vipassana. The moment I practice vipassana, I find it so interesting because the objects are endless. There's so many things, you know. You can know the basis, then you can know the sense object, then you can know the consciousness, which is called 18 elements, 666. So then after that, you have contact, you have feeling, and you have perception. So Vedana and Sanya, you notice that these are inside the five aggregates. So consciousness is also inside the five aggregates, right? So these are inside five aggregates. Then you got the uh Chetana, volition, craving, applied thought, sustained thought. So these two are under the jhana, which if developed properly, ones can lead to jhana. Okay. So you notice that all these are very helpful for us to practice because they are the cause of suffering. They are also the cessation of suffering. So all these are object here. I think that's all. So next week we'll continue the text. So any questions here? Any question about how to practice here? Do you answer? Okay, Sister Chai, any question?
So far, so far, no.
Okay.
We
So
only
do
have
you,
to
yes,
observe
yeah.
our six sense basis, all that to see what arises and what
Yes,
ceases
yes.
away.
In the Dhammanupassana, you got the six sense basis and six sense object. Remember we in the Dhammanupassana. So we go back to, okay. So in the Dhammanupassana, you know the body is the body. Body, feeling, mind. In the Dhammanupassana, you got these six sense bases and six sense objects. So you can contemplate it. And this is also in the noble truth of suffering. So this sense basis also included in the Satya just now. So actually the Dhamma all are linked to each other. Okay. Because when we talk about what is the object, the object must be basis, the object must be aggregates. Even the hindrances can be the objects for the mind. All right. So you just need to know when you're not, what kind of object and what is the meaning of object. Object means what happened to the mind? What is the mind doing now? The mind must doing something, you know. There is nothing that the mind doesn't we call it all in Abhidhamma, all the mind must arise taking the object. Even when you are sleeping, the mind actually arise with the object. But that object is called the bhavanga. The type of mind you sleep is called bhavanga. It's very like when you have the mind in the deep sleep with no thoughts, with no dream, the mind is very flat, very passive. We call it bhavanga. So at that time, even the mind is having the object, but that object is coming from the past life, you know. So our mind must run with object. Nibbana is also the one of the object for the mind. So when you like here, your mind is now looking at me. You are hearing my voice. So your eye consciousness and ear consciousness are functioning. So you just need to aware what are the objects arise now. But there are many objects. But at one time, there's only one mind. One mind must take only one object. Okay. Yes, next question. All right. Now, how do you meditate? Now, meditate is very simple, you know. Sometimes there are a few ways. One way is, of course, you can just focus on breathing, which you always do. Another way is like you can do the six sense basis, six sense object. You just keep the mind in the middle. When I say keep the mind in middle, means that just kind of like put the mind inside the body, and let's see where's the mind go. The mind go for sound, then you bring it back. Then the mind go for sight when you see something, or the mind go for thoughts when it's thinking of something. When you have something touch the body, then the mind go for the touch. So you notice that the mind like going around all over the place. But that's the nature of the mind. The mind is very restless. That's why for beginners, ask them to sit down for, don't say 1 hour lah, for even 10 minutes lah. Very difficult, you know. All right. Okay. Okay. So we finished the theory. Let's go for practice now.